It's Fred from DriveLife. Had a few people asking about driving a left-hand drive car in country where it's right-hand drive. We drive on the left side of the road, and people have concerns and some quite strong opinions about that. So I thought I'd just spend 5 minutes talking about the different things about driving a left-hand drive car in the right-hand drive country. Um, just straight into it. First one is, I guess this applies to manual transmissions, is changing gears. Some people really wonder how it's done, how hard is it. You get used to it very quickly, really quickly. So I guess I've done 15,000 kilometers across America in this car. So that helps. But otherwise, your brain just sorts it out. It's not really a big issue. It's funny, when I sold a Dodge Challenger 6-speed manual the night before, the guy picked it up. He was flying in from out of town. He'd never driven it. And he told me that he didn't actually sleep that night at all because he was just so concerned about driving a manual transmission car, sitting on this side of the car and using this hand. He said his brain just couldn't cope with how he's actually going to do it, which really surprised me. But of course, he got into the car and drove away, and no dramas at all. It's probably a little bit harder for people like me who are left-handed, where I'm now changing gear with my right hand, and so that's different than if I was normally changing gear with my dominant hand. But again, your brain's pretty powerful. It just sorts it out and gets it done. And I jump in car, and I just start using this hand automatically. That's not to say that sometimes I bang the door with this hand, because honestly, I still do it now and then. Normally, I only do it once on a drive, and then I remember that I need to use this hand, so I just start using this hand automatically, so it's no real drama. The next one would be passing cars. Some people think it's really dangerous. Gonna pass a bus here. Ooh, bus. It's not dangerous at all. I mean, if you need to drop back behind a car to see around it, drop back. Well, I don't see what the big drama is there. And if you've got a passenger you trust, then you can just pull out a little bit, not into the other lane, but just pull out a little bit so they can see. And if you trust them, they say go, then you go. But it's I don't really find that an issue at all. And also, I guess on the other hand of that is that our police and NZTA seemed really keen to shut down all opportunity to pass on the open road with a dotted white line. Like those are just disappearing. I think in the end it'll just be passing lanes and yellow lines, and that's all we'll have. So that's just going to go at some point. That's my theory anyway. So passing, not really a drama. Even if you're behind a truck and you need to get past, just drop back and pull out just slightly so you can see around the truck, and when you're ready to go, you go. The next one is probably not so much some people think about, but it's turning left at an intersection. Sometimes I'm turning left, if I try and follow the curve around as you're supposed to, nice gentle curve, then depending on what car I'm driving, that's left-hand drive, that pillar can actually block your vision. So what I find I do is I just do a bit more of a square turn, and it's all good. It works out. It's not really a drama at all. The next one, someone said to me the other day actually, and other people have said it, that how do you know where you are on your lane? You're going to get cocked up because you're either going to ride the centre line or you're going to ride the line on the left. The New Zealand way is to ride the centre line. Most drivers do that anyway, even not being in left-hand drive cars. But I don't find it too hard. All I do is, I'm not really sure I'm in the right spacing out from that white line, I just check my mirror. I can see the white line in my mirror, and if I find that I'm riding it, then I'm going to keep left away from the other traffic. I have a tendency to keep left anyway, so I don't really find that an issue. I want to stay away from the other traffic anyway. But yeah, I just check that mirror, have a look, and go, I'm too close to the white line, I'll move over a bit. But after a while, again, your brain sorts it out, and you end up putting your car in the right place in the lane, and you just get used to it. The next one that comes up is this inside mirror here. Most New Zealand drivers don't use the inside mirror, we all know that. But Someone said to me, well, aren't you looking that way to look inside behind the car to see what's behind you? Not really. Again, it's a brain thing. I get in this car, my brain goes, the mirror's there, I look there. I never look out that side because yeah, I just automatically know that I need to look behind me. This is where I'm going to look, and that's no problem. Next one. So one guy had very strong opinions about banning left-hand drive cars altogether. We should stop bringing them in because they're just dangerous. I've been through some of the things that people think are dangerous that really aren't dangerous. And as far as banning them goes, because the driver's going to crash and are reckless and all the rest of it, like many left-hand drive car owners, this is my baby. I look after it. I do not want to crash. I don't want to hurt someone in the first place. I don't want to crash my car. I don't want to write it off, bend it, break it. I don't want to have to make an insurance claim. I'm not going to drive stupid because people have spent a lot of money on their cars, and left-hand drive cars are generally not drive all the time cars, in New Zealand at least, and we look after them. We're not driving crazy. Banning them is just a little bit ridiculous. I'd love to see the stats of accidents involving cars of left-hand drive. I think in the proportion against right-hand drive cars, it would be so minimal, if there are any. I highly doubt it because people who drive left-hand drive cars really want to look after their machines. That's it. Short and sweet. If you're thinking about buying a left-hand drive car, but you're freaking out about driving it in New Zealand on the left side of the road, don't freak out. Your brain will sort it out. Don't overthink it. Just get in and drive, and it'll be all right.